So this new company, Silvery, has sent me their cooling comforter, their bed sheets, and their cooling pillowcases. And I'm seeing a little bit of shade that they're throwing the original company that I did the reviews for that kind of went viral. I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with the word rest cool right here in a very similar script to that company's logo. But to each their own. You want me to review your products? I'm going to give you an honest review here. For the longest time, I've been a firm believer that the original company I reviewed for is the top company. And since then, the products that I have received from other companies to review their cooling products have not stacked up. And I've been very honest about that. I wrote a blog to review all of these products, and I keep adding more to that blog as more cooling comforters are sent my way. So that blog that I'm going to link in the description has a ton of companies that you can look at and find a product that fits your budget and your needs. So this will be added to that blog, but we're going to make it a dedicated video to see how these products stack up all together. I'm not going to lie, that's pretty cool. And it's a little bit thinner than the other company, but I'm not upset by it. The material is very soft, silky, and it is very similar to the fabric of the other company. So that means I know it won't snag, which I love. Also, this fabric and the size of it in general means it's a very good sign for us to be easily able to wash this as we need. All right, the bed sheets. I have had problems with cooling sheets in the past because they are pretty slippery. So I'm interested to see how these are going to stack up in comparison, because I was not super thrilled with the cooling sheets I've received before, especially when they're a set. Like, I'm totally fine with a cooling sheet if it's just the fitted sheet on the bottom and then the cooling comforter on top. It's when you have the fitted sheet and then a top sheet that things can kind of just like slide, because this is a very like silky material. It's very fluid, I guess. I don't know how else to explain that. So it is a fitted sheet and a top sheet. I will probably do a couple days with both of the sheet and the comforter, and then a couple of days with just the fitted sheet and the cooling comforter, because I feel like it's redundant to have a cooling sheet and a cooling comforter, especially when you could just wash this. I do like how that feels though. Pillowcase set. Okay. I don't know if this is a regular product on their site or if this is just a little gimme with the pillowcase set, but I'm not upset by it. Okay, you get two. Same material as the sheets. All right, so the next thing we have to do is change out the current bed set with this bed set. All right, so the next step is I'll see you in 7 days. And the testing period is over. I also lied about lying. The pillowcase set only comes with two, but the bed sheet set comes with a fitted sheet, a top sheet, and two pillowcases. So I ended up with 4 pillowcases. As I expected, the sheet and cooling comforter combo was not the way to go. Similar to another cooling comforter company that I have tried, it's just that these sheets in unison are way too slippery together. So what ends up happening is when you use the top sheet in conjunction with the fitted sheet in conjunction with the cooling comforter, the top sheet just goes off on its own journey. It either slides off the cooling comforter, ends up bunched at the bottom, or it just slides off the bed completely. Here is an example. This right here is a California king sized bamboo top sheet. As you can see, the majority of the sheet is on the ground and the rest of it is right there. You see how it's staying on the bed still? If I were to do the same thing with this cooling sheet, here's what I want to show you. It is heavier. It's heavier than just the bamboo sheet, but as it goes off the bed, as more weight is added to the bottom of the bed, it just, there it goes. It's still going. So in the middle of the night, if one side of the bed gets more of the sheet, it's just going off the bed. Which is why I stand by my statement from earlier, is that you will most likely need to find a different function for the top sheet entirely, or just don't use it in conjunction with the fitted sheet and the cooling comforter. That should be the only thing you need, because the cooling comforter is already giving you cooling effects. Why would you need the top sheet? I have found with my other cooling comforter companies that when it comes to the cooling sheet, top sheet, use it as a couch blanket for the summer. It's still something you can cuddle with, and it still provides great cooling effects. So you can still get that comfortable feeling of being on the couch, but without sweating through your clothes in the middle of the summer. I have also used my cooling top sheet as a dog blanket. No shame in that. I used it for something, okay? So, my general review of the top sheet, I could do without it. I don't need a cooling top sheet because it's very slippery and doesn't really stay on the bed in general. If you do end up doing the bed sheet set, you're going to get one anyway. So just keep that in mind. Have a different function for it. Everything will be fine. For the bed sheets in general, these come in two different sets. There's a regular bed sheets, and then there's the Rest Cool bed sheets. I cannot speak for the regular bed sheets. I can only speak for the Rest Cool. I do like these products. I have always been a big fan of cooling sheets. These ones work really well. And the Rest Cool version runs about $160. It is currently on sale. I don't know how long that sale is going to last, but whatever sale they have, I know that my code can stack on top of that. And because my coupon code may change in the future, whether that's the code itself or what it offers, I am going to be vague about my coupon code. If you would like a coupon code that stacks on top of these products, check the description. I think $160 is very much on point for the quality to product ratio. I'm a fan of the fitted. I could do without the top sheet. And the pillowcases are fantastic. That being said, I don't think getting the pillowcase set is completely necessary because this comes with two. And your head is only resting on one pillow at a time. So if you wanted to save yourself $50 and not get the two extra pillowcase sets, you don't have to because you're already getting two with the bed sheet set. Also, for some reason, these do not show up on the website when you do the shop all function. I am saying that at this point in time, but if you do use their search bar and type in pillowcase, that's when the listings show up. And again, I think there are two different versions of the pillowcase set. This is the Rest Cool version. So again, I'm a big fan of the Rest Cool versions of these products. They do work well. Now, to get to the main event, the cooling comforter. Once again, I am scoring this product based on its price to quality ratio, and I may be comparing it to other companies that I have used to kind of put it into comparison. So I will be adding this product to my blog about reviewing other popular cooling comforters, and I will leave that description oh my gosh, I can speak. I will leave that link in the description below if you want to see what the other cooling comforters are. I am rating the Silvery Cooling Comforter at a solid 4 stars. There is a cooling comforter out there that I believe does work a little bit better, but I am very happy with how this product stacks up in comparison, especially when it comes to the price. So I have reviewed other cooling comforters that don't really have the same cooling effect, but the price reflects that. So I can't really be too entirely upset. Just be aware that everything is going to come down in price. There is a 5-star cooling comforter out there, in my opinion, but the price is going to reflect that. So this being a 4-star cooling comforter, I still think is a phenomenal product. It is lightweight. It does do great cooling effects. My only thing that dinged the star is that when I was sleeping in the middle of the night, I could still feel the product getting warm around me. Now, you can't expect every single cooling comforter ever to radiate or to not soak in a little bit of your body heat. Every single cooling comforter is going to soak in a little bit of your body heat. It is not going to just remain cool no matter what you do with it. You are naturally going to heat all blankets up a little bit. So it's not that I'm upset that it soaked in a little bit of my heat. It was just that more of my heat was radiating outward, so that when I moved to a different spot, I could still it still felt like I had warmed the blanket up. I have it on good authority that there is another company out there that kind of regulates that a little bit better than this one, which is why this one gets a 4-star, but the price reflects that quality. If you wanted a good cooling comforter without breaking the bank, this would be the one that I would recommend. But for somebody like me, I need this product. I am okay with it radiating my heat a little bit more because I do like to be warm at night. However, my lava-skinned husband needs something better than this. My husband is a hot sleeper. So this kind of product for him, in full disclosure, after about a day of using this product, my husband had to get his own cooling comforter, and it was the other company. Somebody like me who doesn't run hot when they sleep, I am fine with this product. 4 stars, I'm fine with it. I don't need the 5-star one. I got this one. I'm okay with that. He, on the other hand, because he's super duper hot and sweaty to sleep next to, he needs something better, so he used the other product. That's okay. He's not doing this review. I am. But that is my full disclosure. If you are not a super duper hot sleeper, this is totally okay for you. Overall, I'm happy with this product. It did exactly what it says it does. It is still cool to the touch. It is a perfect product for the price point that it's at. And paired with the other products too, I think it makes a really good bedroom set. So just to go over the prices, the cooling comforter was $120, the Rest Cool bed sheets $160, and then the Rest Cool pillowcase set is $50. The current promotion they have running right now, where these are on sale, and when you add these to your cart, I think if you only even add just like one item to your cart, you get like free products. I was still able to use my code at checkout. So even with the sale of these products, the free gifts you may get in checkout, don't quote me on that one. I don't know how long that's going to last. When I added my coupon code on top of that, it still gave me a percentage off. If you have questions, go in the description. I will have the exact code name and the current percentage off discount available. But using a discount code in general is always a great idea because who wants to pay more than what they have to? I am not upset by this at all. I would be more likely to use this product for myself longer than a more higher tier product. I had a good time with these. These were good. Top sheet, not so much. We will use the top sheet for something else. We will make use with it. Great for pillow forts. Great for outdoor movie nights. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a great outdoor movie night setup for myself this summer. If you heard a pop, that was my knee. I'm going to take the top sheet with me because that's a fantastic idea. I'm patenting it. Yep. Okay. This video is over. Bye.